Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, myself Professor Uday Bhokre and now I am welcoming you on your own YouTube channel Ekeeda. Hope you are watching my videos regularly and getting benefit from that. Friends, if you are watching at all for first time my video, I request you to subscribe to our channel Ekeeda and also press bell icon for latest notifications. Today we are going to learn for CA Intercourse Company File Account topic, Accountancy subject, question number 5. Let's read the question. Following is the trial balance of Omega Limited as on 31st of March 2000 x2. Figures are given in thousand. We have to go through the trial balance. Land at cost will appear as your fixed asset. Plant and machinery at cost, this also will be your fixed asset. Trade receivable is your trade receivable. Inventories on 31st March x2, these are the closing inventories. So inventories, bank will be your cash and cash equivalent. Adjusted purchases, they have given you purchases which are adjusted. It will come in your P&L account as a purchases. Factory expenses will come as your other expenses. Administrative expenses will come as your other expenses. Selling expenses will come as your other expenses. Debenture interest will come as your finance cost. Next, interim dividend paid will be subtracted from your P&L account here in your reserves and surplus. Equity capital 300 is your share capital. Debenture is your long-term borrowing. General reserve will be a reserve surplus. Securities premium reserve surplus. P&L account also reserve surplus. Sales will be your revenue from operation. Provision for depreciation will be subtracted from machinery. Suspense account, we are still not confirm about what to be done with suspense account. When we read the question, we will decide about it. The authorized share capital of the company is 40,000 shares of rupees 10 each. Company on the advice of independent valuer wish to revalue the land at rupees 3,60,000. So land is revalued at 360. So there is an upward movement of rupees 1,40,000 that will be added over there, and it is a revaluation profit. Declared a फाइनल डिविडेंड ऑफ 10%. सो इक्विटी शेयर के ऊपर फाइनल डिविडेंड डिक्लेयर किया, पीएल अकाउंट में से माइनस होगा एंड इट विल कम एज योर अदर करंट लायबिलिटी. Suspense account of 4,000 rupees represent cash received for sale of some of the machinery on 1/4/2000 that is at the beginning of the year. The cost of machinery was 10,000 and accumulated depreciation thereon being 8,000. This we will handle independently when we come to that particular adjustment. Importantly, we will have a working note before we begin our question. Depreciation to be provided on plant and machinery at the rate of 10% on cost. So depreciation we will minus from fixed asset and we will show as your depreciation cost. You are required to prepare Omega Limited's balance sheet on 31st March x2 and statement of profit and loss with notes to the account for the year ended 31st March x2 as per schedule 3. Ignore the previous year figures and taxation. Okay, so we will begin with the format presentation and then we will go with the working notes also. Friends, I have prepared a blank format of balance sheet. While preparing the balance sheet, we should keep in the mind which items are not likely to come. Those who are not likely to come, we will skip that. One more thing, if you have only one item in particular heading, I suggest you can write in the bracket. That will be better for you so that you can save your time. But if there are multiple items in particular note, then I suggest you prepare a note so that you can present it correctly. By default, for share capital, you will definitely prepare a note because though it is a single item, you have to disclose it properly. So friends, I am preparing it along with the observation of question I will prepare, and you have to just keep in the mind while going through this entire sum. You please listen to the small advices I will keep on giving while writing the sum and while writing the format. Equity and liabilities. Number 1, shareholders fund. Share capital, we will prepare note number 1 for that. Number B, reserves and surplus. Friends, in reserves and surplus, definitely you will have multiple items, and in that also there are various adjustments to be done. So it is better you prepare a note for your reserves and surplus also by default. Next heading is your non-current liabilities. Under non-current liabilities, we have long-term borrowing. Let's check whether we have a long-term borrowing in our question. In our question, we have a debentures as a long-term borrowing, so we'll mention it. And here rupees are in thousands, so I will put that it is rupees in 1000. Friends, since there is only one item, I will write in the bracket 10% debentures, 200, so I will note down 200. Next, in non-current liability, we don't have any other item to write, so directly I will write number 3, current liabilities. Under current liabilities, what we need to write is short-term borrowing. Let's check whether we are having a short-term borrowing. Friends, you can notice there are no short-term borrowing. Then after that short-term borrowing, we write trade payable. Trade payable means creditors. See, they have given you trade payable ready-made figure, so I will copy down directly. $52. After trade payable, we write other current liabilities or other short-term liabilities. Repeat. After trade payable, we will write other current liabilities. Let's check whether we are having other current liabilities. Here in travel, so we don't find, but if you can notice, there is a declaration of final dividend of 10% on share capital. That is your other current liability. So once again, that is a single item, so I can note down directly. In other current liability, we have a declared dividend which is 10% on the share capital. 10% on 300 comes to 30. Being an adjustment, I have written this in red color pen. Apart from this, short-term provision we don't have in this example. So this is only the balance sheet, equity and liabilities part. Second part is your assets. Under assets, number 1, we will write non-current assets. Under non-current assets, students, we have a fixed asset. Under fixed asset, we have a tangible fixed assets. There are various adjustments for tangible fixed assets, so we'll have a note for that, note number 3. We don't have intangible fixed asset. B is your investment. Let's check whether we are having any investments. In the question, you can notice there are no investments, fixed asset, or there is no other non-current asset to be shown. So that's it for your non-current assets. Now I need to note down current assets. Under current asset, the writing sequence will be current investment, inventories, trade receivable, cash and cash equivalent, short-term loans and advances, and other current assets. So we don't have a short-term investment, right, or current investment. Then we will have a inventories, so we will write inventories. In your question, inventories are given 86 in your trial balance and it is on a closing date, so I will write. Space is insufficient, so I will go to the next page. Next item to be written in your current asset is trade receivable. There is only one single figure for trade receivable, so I am copying that. 96, so I am copying that. After trade receivable, I need to write cash and cash equivalent. In cash and cash equivalent, you can notice there is only one item, bank, 20, so I am noting it down. After that, we have a short-term loans advances, we don't have in this example. Then other current assets, we don't have other current asset also, but I am closing your balance sheet here. I need to draw profit and loss account also. Rupees in thousand. In PL account, first part we have incomes. Friends, in the revenue from operation, we have only one item, that is sales. Please check, we have a sales here. Okay? Other incomes, practically in trial balance, we don't have any other income. Please check, we don't have any other income in your trial balance. But if you see the adjustment, look at the adjustment number 4. Suspense account of 4000 represent cash received on sale of some of the machinery on 1/4/2000 X1. The cost of machine was 10,000 and accumulated depreciation thereon being 8,000. So can I say book value is 2,000? Since there is a selling price of 4,000, there is a profit of how much amount? 2. So there is a profit on sale of asset, machinery, correct? So that we will write once we will do our working note. In expenses, firstly we write cost of material consumed. In our example, they have not given you anything about the material, so you ignore that. Purchase of stock in trade or purchase of finished goods, that we will note down. Let's check whether we are having a purchases. Here in this example, we have a adjusted purchases 320. So I am noting it down, adjusted purchases. After adjusted purchases, we have to write finance cost. In finance cost, we will write debenture interest 20. Then we need to write depreciation. Depreciation we will copy from the note of fixed asset. Note number 3, we will write down the figure once we come to know about that amount, and then we write other expenses. For other expenses, note number 4 we have written, and now we have to take a total of expenses. We'll write the total once we come to know about all these amounts. Okay, so for time being, we are done with the format of balance sheet and profit and loss account. Now I need to prepare students notes forming the part of account. Notes forming the part of account. Approximately 8 lines you can keep for your share capital. I have kept 1 or 2 lines more. Note number 2 will be for your reserves and surplus. Again about 8 to 10 lines you may need. Here I need to prepare note number 3, but note number 3 is about fixed asset, which is a big presentation. So note number 3 I will prepare on a separate page. Note number 4 I am writing here other expenses. For note number 3, presentation for fixed asset, we will prepare on a separate page. Friends, you can notice one special kind of format we have drawn for fixed asset. This format will be drawn when there are too many complications in your fixed asset, particularly when they give you PFD. So this format you will prepare in your exam too, so that presentation will be much better. Ideally take a special page for fixed asset, that will be a better presentation for you. Below this I will be also drawing my working notes. So friends, we are ready with our format as well as a space for our working notes. Now let's go ahead with the adjustments one by one. Information number 1. Authorized share capital of companies 40,000 shares of rupees 10 each. So we'll note it down in first number note. Authorized share capital 40,000 equity shares of 10 each comes to 4 lakhs. If converted into 1000, it will be 400. Then here only I will write issued, subscribed and paid up capital. Friends, you can see equity share capital 300,000 and each share is 10. So can I say 30,000 shares of rupees 10 each? That comes to 3 lakhs, that is 300,000. So I will note it down. That is the only amount in share capital. So one particular item is done. So share capital 300, we can even put it in the balance sheet now. In my balance sheet I am writing 300. Next information given in your example number 2. Company on the advice of independent valuer wish to revalue the land at rupees 3,60,000. So land has to be revalued. Firstly I need to go to a fixed asset note. Here I will write land. Friends, in my balance sheet land at cost is given 220, that is your opening balance. There is no PFD on land. So opening net block or WDV of land will be 220 only. Now question is saying that it is revalued. It is revalued at what amount? They are saying it is to be revalued at 3,60,000. So there is an appreciation of land, not a purchase. 3,60,000. This is a revaluation profit, which is a revaluation reserve in the respect of land. So addition to be done with the amount of rupees 160. It is your revaluation reserve which will be placed in your reserves and surplus. $160. So we gave the effect of the adjustment for land. There is nothing more about the land. I will simply say that my closing net block will be 360. Next information about a fixed asset we will take. Third information of declared dividend that we will see later on. First we will complete fixed asset, because once you take particular item of your trial balance, I suggest you complete that adjustment completely. Number 4 information says that suspense account of 4,000 represent cash received on sale of some of the machinery on 1/4/2000 Let me check the trial balance. So in trial balance, अगर आप देख सकते हो, suspense account is a selling price of the machinery. This should not be there. So this will be cancelled from our trial balance, and we need to adjust the sale of machinery, for which even I will have a working note now. Sale of machinery. The original cost of machinery sold was, it is 10,000 and depreciation thereon being 8,000. Since in entire question they are mentioning everything in thousand, so I have written in thousand. आपका WDV on the date of sale is 2. Selling price they gave you in trial balance 4,000. There is a profit on sale of 2,000. How to give effect of that? Original cost I will less from original cost. Depreciation I will minus from PFD. WDV I need not to count because original cost and PFD when it is considered, I have also considered my WDV. Selling price will be cancelled from the trial balance, and profit we will take in PL account as your other income. In this way we need to give the effect of the machinery. Let me write machinery ka existing balances in my format. Plant and machinery at cost 770. On credit side, PFD is given 172. So my opening WDV is 598. Now I need to give effect for the adjustments. Original cost of 10,000 being it is sold, it will be reduced from my original cost, that is 10. Depreciation of 8,000 I will reduce from my depreciation provision. I need not to consider 2000 WDV because when I consider original cost and PFD both, that means I have also considered my WDV. Selling price they have given you 4,000, which will be ignored from the trial balance, so let us ignore that. Profit on sale is your other income, so PL account में इसका effect आएगा other income. We have kept space for writing other income, so working note number 1. $2,000. So I have written profit also. We have done the effect of all these things. Next we will see whether there is any depreciation to be provided. Depreciation to be provided on plant and machinery at the rate of 10% on cost. On cost important है, WDV पे नहीं है. So we need to find out what is my remaining cost, because the machinery which was sold, it was sold on 1st April. So whatever is the remaining machinery, it is there for you for throughout the year. My remaining machinery will be, repeat, my remaining machinery will be 760 original cost. On that I need to provide a depreciation at the rate of 10%. Working note number 2 I am preparing. It is at the rate of 10% on the original cost. So my remaining original cost is 760 into 10% comes to 76. Two effect will be given. PFD में add हो जाएगा और ये PL account में भी आएगा. PL account का effect I will write only when I close this particular note. Now I need to close my plant and machinery का line. It is 240. My closing net block will be 760 minus 240. It is 520. Now I need to close my fixed asset का note. Friends, we have closed net block, and now this net block will appear in the balance sheet, and this depreciation we will write in our profit and loss. So we have completed note for tangible fixed asset. Next, note number 4, other expenses. Note number 4, friends, we are having for other expenses. This we will complete along with the question. Let's see whether any other adjustment is left out. One adjustment of declared final dividend that has to be counted, so that will be reduced from P&L account. Here in first line I will write opening balance of P&L account 72. To that I will add net profit for the year, that I don't know at the minute. Whatever total comes from that, firstly in your trial balance they gave you interim dividend. Please check last item on debit side, 18. Interim dividend paid we will minus from this P&L. And then I will minus final dividend of 10% on share capital. So dividend final is 10% on the share capital, and share capital is in front of you 300 on that 10%. Second effect, it will be your other current liability. You can see that already मैंने ये लिख के रखा था यहाँ पे while going through and while preparing the format. 30. So 2 effects are done. All adjustments which are explicitly given are over. Now we have to write only the remaining items of our trial balance. We have taken land, we have taken plant and machinery, we have taken trade receivable, we have taken inventories, we have taken bank also. Adjusted purchase also we have written. Factory expenses is your other expense, so I will write in my note number 4. Next is admin and expenses, and thereafter selling expenses, both I am writing. We have done with this. Intermediate also हम लोगों ने ले लिया है. Equity capital 10% debenture we have written. General reserve will be recorded in your reserves and surplus. Here space is not sufficient, so I am writing here general reserve. 130. Next, P&L account opening balance we have taken. Securities premium will also come in reserve surplus 40. Sales is a revenue from operation we have already recorded. Next is trade payable, which is also already recorded. Provision for depreciation already considered. Suspense account is to be ignored, that we have done. Every item of trial balance is also considered. Now we are here to close our notes. In notes, I can close my other expenses first because this will go to your P&L account, and to find out the net profit we need this amount. So I am taking total of this. 120 is your total. This I am writing in my P&L account. Friends, now my P&L account is complete and I can find out my net profit also. Your net profit is 166. 166 net profit I am writing in my reserve surplus. This total comes to 238. From that, these two amounts will be minus. P&L account net is 190, and now I will take a total. Revaluation reserve 140 plus 190. Total 500 reserve surplus I will note down in my balance sheet. And now it is a time to close our balance sheet. Total of equity and liabilities 1082. Student, on asset side also we have a total of 1082. So balance sheet tallies as we know. Friends, we have solved this question entirely. Still, if you have any doubt, please put in our comment box. We will try to resolve your queries at earliest. Thank you for watching this video. Keep watching, keep sharing. And before I close the video, request please subscribe to our channel Ekeeda and also press bell icon for latest notification. Thank you friends. God bless you.